World War II was a gruesome and horrifying war that lasted for 6 years total. World War II had a total of 15 million deaths worldwide throughout the battle, and around 25 million wounded men worldwide during the war. And this is including the attack on Pearl Harbor, which only killed 2,235 U.S. men out of the 15 million worldwide. At the time of the attack on Pearl Harbor, there were less than 1,000 women serving in the Army Nurse Corps. By the time the war ended 4 years later, over 59,000 nurses had joined the corps. Army nurses had to attend wounds to several patients at once. However, that wasn't a worry from the Army nurse because they had to go through training. Army nurses attended a 4-week basic training. After completing their training, some nurses served at Army bases here in the United States, and some were shipped overseas, everywhere from North Africa to Europe to the Pacific to Asia, and others as further than what was listed. Nurses had to graduate from nursing school to be accepted by the Army. As the war progressed, the demand for trained nurses grew, so between 1943 and 1948, the government paid for women to attend nursing school. Army nurses served near the front lines in field hospitals and evacuation hospitals a little further back, and still others in more permanent station in general hospitals. Army nurses only supervised male corpsmen, who generally did the more manual and routine hospital tasks. As well as general nursing, some nurses specialized in specific areas such as anesthesia or psychiatric care. These two specialties played a huge part during World War II. The Army nurse did its only two jobs to a par, and those two jobs were to save lives and give comfort to the dangerously sick and wounded. Many patients wanted nurses around them just to comfort them. Half of the time, the Army nurse wasn't performing surgery or treating wounds. They were simply comforting their patients, bringing smiles to the wounded and sick soldiers' faces that were twisted with pain and discomfort. During the Army nurses' free time, the nurses engaged in activities such as riding to friends and family, playing cards, and athletic activities such as table tennis. Nurses also enjoyed dancing with fellow soldiers and sergeants. So, Madam Sullivan, how would you describe your daily life as being an Army nurse?
I would describe my life to be a handful plus a heartache. Many soldiers that I have known before the battle were 100% ready for the war. However, not so excited and sad to see so many soldiers go into war, then a week later have their blood all over my hands. Most of the time, I'm saving their lives. There has been traumatic experiences where the wound was just too exposed and there was nothing that I can do. In order to do this job without losing your mind takes a lot of self-motivation and evaluation. I will always remember those young soldiers that couldn't make it to another day.
Thank you, Madam Sullivan.